Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It undermines the writer's message, and the word choice is bland. Grammarly's cutting-edge technology helps you craft compelling, understandable writing that makes an impact on your reader. Much better. Are you ready to give it a try? Installation is simple and free. Visit Grammarly.com today.
Build custom industrial machines in days. Design your machine in the simplest online CAD. Get inspired by our public designs, or build your own in minutes. Program and simulate your machine directly in your browser. Build a broad range of automated equipment, no matter the complexity. Upon completing your design, review your bill of materials, select shipping options, and order. Receive your part kit within days. Assemble your machine using a single tool from beginning to end. Simple, quick, and efficient. Design your machine today. Receive it tomorrow.
Hi, in my latest video I made fairy paste, a cheap homemade alternative to ferrofluid, but how well do the two compare? In this video I'll do some experiments with them and even set them on fire, just to see how they compare. This time I'll have fun with magnetism and fire. Please don't let fire have fun with you. Also be aware of how messy any type of ferrofluid will be. Let's start by looking at how funny they are to play with. Ferrofluid is amazing to play around with, but you quickly realize that it's very uniform. It forms either a blob or spikes. It may vary between a lot of small spikes or a few larger ones, but always a blob or spiked. Except under the right conditions, where you may see some formed spikes. Fairy paste is a better shapeshifter. It can form spikes, cell walls, plates, ridges, etc. You can't really predict what it will end up looking like, since this level of variation will make me play with fairy paste for longer periods of time. Fairy paste scores the point for playability in my opinion. On a more serious note, ferrofluid has some practical uses. For example, as a seal around shafts in hard disk drives or as a coolant in voice coil gaps in loudspeakers. The voice coil is heated by the power from the amplifier passing through it. By applying the right ferrofluid in the voice coil gap, it will help cool the voice coil and even dampen unwanted vibrations sound, giving the speaker a clear sound. It is mostly used in tweeters, but I'm using a woofer because I want to see if the ferrofluid will stay in the gap even when the bass is bumping. The ferrofluid I have is not for loudspeakers. It will evaporate over time and gum up in the gap, especially when heated by the voice coil. It may even catch fire at full volume during a party. It also has very low viscosity, so it may splatter all over the place. Let's see. No, it is doing well. The magnetic field is strong enough to hold the liquid firmly in place. Even the ripped coil pumping hard in it will not make it splatter. Impressive. Let's try with fairy paste. At first it looks promising. It reacts like ferrofluid, except for the brown liquid forming. It seems to separate, and it no longer looks promising at all. When I assembled the speaker for test again, there was a clear problem. The cone wasn't springy anymore. The separated magnetite was locking the coil in any position I pressed it down to. Nevertheless, I tried playing some music on it. There's still no splatter. However, it clearly wasn't working well. No matter the polarity when hooked up to the amplifier, the coil would always sink down and stay low. I tried taking the cone off and test in free air with a separate magnet, but it only got worse. The fairy paste does not like the heat coming from the voice coil. I tried turning the volume down a bit, but little did it help.